Where was your great uncle imprisoned as a prisoner of war?
Mr. Chairman, he was in the Hanoi Hilton for 5 years.
Our state of Mississippi lost a distinguished veteran of that prison, Colonel Smitty Harris, just a few days ago. And we honor the memory of all of those courageous warriors for the United States. Who's your philosopher?
Sir, it's Colonel John Boyd, U.S. Air Force.
Well, thank you very, very much, all of you. And I now have the duty of asking some questions which we ask of all of our civilian nominees. So I'll just ask you all to answer at the same time. You could just say yes or no. Have you adhered to applicable laws and regulations governing conflicts of interest?
Yes.
Yes, Senator.
Have you assumed any duties or taken any actions that would appear to presume the outcome of the confirmation process?
No,
No.
Mr. Chairman.
Exercising our legislative and oversight responsibilities makes it important that this committee, its subcommittees, and other appropriate committees of Congress receive testimony, briefings, reports, records, and other information from the executive branch on a timely basis. You agree, if confirmed, to appear and testify before this committee when requested?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you agree to provide records, documents, and electronic communications in a timely manner when requested by this committee, its subcommittees, or other appropriate committees of Congress, and to consult with the requester regarding the basis for any good faith delay or denial in providing such records?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you ensure that your staff complies with deadlines established by this committee for the production of reports, records, and other information, including timely responding to hearing questions for the record?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you cooperate in providing witnesses and briefers in response to congressional requests?
Yes.
Yes.
Will those witnesses and briefers be protected from reprisal for their testimony or briefings?
Yes.
Yes.
And then much of the funding of the Defense Reconciliation Bill is unspecific and will technically be at the discretion of DOD, though this committee has provided recommendations for them. A quick yes or no from each of you. Do you commit to follow the Congress's spending recommendations in defense reconciliation unequivocally?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much. And now I will recognize myself for 5 minutes for questions. Mr. Powers, what are your, if you can briefly, and I guess you could spend an hour doing this, but if you could briefly tell us your specific plans to achieve a clean audit opinion by Christmas time of 2028.
Thank you, Chairman. I've been around audit a long time in DOD and outside. I think one of the things we absolutely have to do, and all of this is contingent on confirmation, of course, is get senior leadership very actively involved in the process of setting milestones and holding the departments and defense agencies to those milestones. And that goes on top of getting rid of a bunch of legacy systems, leveraging technology, AI, robotics, machine learning, a lot of things we can do to make it easier to audit the department, more efficient, quicker, and at less cost. Back to
If you're confirmed, how soon do you think you might be able to establish that first set of milestones?
that is step number one after I get possibly the DepSecDef to agree, and I'm sure he will. That's just how it works. In weeks, we should be able to make a cut at what those milestones are. it's easy to see what the milestones would be, and then it's the work is underneath, how do we get to a common or a couple of common financial systems?
Okay. Well, I think we all agree on both sides of the dais that the 2024 NDAA anticipated it's going to take a while, and it's 3.5 years off even as we speak. So I know it's something that has been a frustration for a long time, but we stand ready to give you the tools you need. So thank you for that. Let me briefly ask Mr. Coleman. Recruiting is up. Based on that, do you think we need to go back to the more stringent recruiting standards that we had earlier?
Senator, I think it's to the credit of what's been done in the Department of the Navy at this point to get to these strong recruiting numbers. If confirmed, I'd like to look into what's driven that recruitment opportunity and if those are higher standard individuals. I think if we have the opportunity to increase the minimum standards, we should absolutely increase those standards as long as we are meeting our recruiting goals.
Okay, well, it seems to me that there's sort of a new enthusiasm among young Americans to sign up and be part of the cause. Let me ask you, in that regard, have you been informed what an enthusiastic supporter of junior ROTC, the chairman of the Armed Services Committee, is?
Mr. Chairman, I have been.
Yes, and I hope you share that enthusiasm. And it's not just something that occurs to members who visit high schools, but this has been substantiated by scholarly studies. Junior ROTC, whether it's Navy or the other opportunities, constitutes a subset of people who, in a high school, who are voluntarily agreeing to better discipline, to more work, to standards that other high school students don't have to have. And the result is clear and amazing and has been happening for decades. They make better grades, they stay in school longer, they go on to jobs or colleges and universities at a higher rate. It is a winner. And just for everyone, when this committee and this Congress, House and Senate, pass an NDAA that says the floor of junior ROTC units across the country should be raised. In other words, we should have more and more high schools. That is not a suggestion. It's been viewed as a suggestion several years back, but that's a requirement. And we mean for junior ROTC to become part of our citizenship building ethos in the United States. Thank you very much, and Dr. Henninger, I'll probably come back to you for some questions later on. At this point, I am happy to recognize